interesting. Do you know what is that?
Yes.
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 Tell me what is that?
Should
dress code be mandatory in college?
Should dress code be mandatory in college or not? So let's see how you are going to perform today. So let's start.
Yes, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I am Dipakshi, and I would like to take the opportunity to initiate the group discussion. And the topic for group discussion is: should dress code be mandatory in colleges or not? In my opinion, this topic is very interesting because all we know that we wear uniform in school since primary classes up till class 12, and when we come into the college, I think so we should not be compulsory to wear a dress code. It gives us a sense of freedom and that we are independent now. So I think that dress code should not be mandatory in colleges. Now I would like to invite all of you to take part in the group discussion.
I do not agree with you, Dipakshi, because if having a dress code can make students focus more on their education rather than their dressing code, because nowadays students spend hours just to think or figure out what to wear. So having a dress code, they are very know to what to wear daily, because they have to wear the same uniform daily and daily, so they will not waste time, and this is a very effective and efficient manner because it will save their money also and save their time, so they can spend it on education rather than on choosing on
I couldn't agree with you more. Not only this is time saving, that dress code is mandatory. Not only is it time saving, but it also brings out the unity in students and eliminate discrimination. Because when students who can't afford expensive and fancy clothes see that rich students are wearing them, they get inferiority complex. They feel bad and they get depressed.
Sorry
I don't
to
agree.
interrupt
I
you.
don't agree with you. First, he said that if there are dress code, the student will give more attention to the studies than to the uniforms. But and you are saying that they will feel complex. But if they are educated, they shouldn't be feel complex. They should know to treat others in their equal. And the government have given us rights, the right of freedom of expression. That if we wear dress code, if there are dress code in college, it takes our that freedom of expression.
I agree with your point, but if you think like that, if when a person sees someone who is not wearing fancy and expensive clothes, but others are wearing, so even if we say, let's say, assume that I am wearing fancy clothes and you are not. So if I am seeing you in deep inside my mind, in my subconscious, in my mind, I assume that you are from a poor family. You are not from a good background.
Sorry
So
to
not
interrupt
it
you.
creates an
that,
image of you that a person cannot erase.
not only that, it also creates an
I am not
it's
saying
also-
that but the person that this person is a racist or is doing discrimination, but in deep in his mind, in his subconscious, he is kind of discriminating, because in his mind that person is from a poor family, or in his mind he does not get a proper
and you
education.
also get distracted from it. And uniform has a benefit, like it puts you in a mood to study, but if we are in a casual uniform like in our homes, so it maybe will not focus on education, because we will compare us from each other, like he is wearing good clothes, I am wearing bad clothes, just
Sorry
like
to
that.
interrupt you, but this is not the case. When we are in home, we wear casual clothes and the clothes we usually wear
And we-
at home.
and we compare-
And still we focus on our studies during time and during exam time and even before exam time. And your point that it feels complex. We are at that stage. We are mature enough and we are taught very good etiquettes and manners that we should not do down others.
Not
So if
everybody-
a person is
we
very
cannot
mature,
assume-
I agree
we-
with you, but according to me, the students compare their dressing styles with others, and it's create the inferiority complex among the student, and which is not a good part.
Yes.
And if the student wear the dress code, it's create equality in all the students. It's create the environment in which student get together, study with a very good manners.
Thank you for repeating my point. What I'm trying to say is that it's not necessary that everyone is going to do that. But and I'm not saying that person is racist or going to do discrimination, like do something other than. But even if he's not doing discrimination, if rich people and poor people are wearing different clothes, that their social circles are going to be different too.
But
Let's assume there is a circle of social.
After the college,
but if we talk about inferiority complex, there is dress code in the college. The poor can only buy one or two pairs, but the rich can buy many pairs.
maybe that's
They can-
enough.
But that's not the
one
point.
And also
one or two pairs are maybe more than enough. You can wear a year by it.
But after that,
After that,
But
the
that's
new
the
session
person.
will come.
But it's not necessary that everyone would know
Nobody
that
is
they're
that
wearing
much
the
poor
same
who can
clothes.
only afford two dresses in a year. After that, next year come, he will buy more two dresses.
but
And it also also give a sense of dressing, or it also improves our dressing sense. Because
dressing
after
sense,
the college,
you are talking about dressing sense.
after the college, you are going to wear formals. You are going to wear tie. You are going to wear a suit pant. And the school teaches us, like in school or in institutions, we wear tie.
But you
Most
are
of the-
not going
most
to.
of the-
According
But
to
you are
me,
not
the
going to
dress
wear
code is not-
everywhere that uniform.
Why?
That
If you are doing business, if you are doing a job in a corporate company or any company, you are going to wear suit.
but if you are
There
going,
has to be a dress code so that person would know in what situation a person how a person should dress.
These
Like in
things, sorry to interrupt you, but these things are taught in a school. But if when we come to college, it should give us a sense of responsibility, that what we should do with our colleagues and what we should not do with our colleagues. So it's the matter of a person, how discipline it's taught, or in schools it is very common that everyone knows every teacher and every student in a school dress or a dress code. But in colleges, I don't think so. It should be
We
mandatory.
all are wearing a
According
dress
to
code
me-
now. We all are wearing a dress code now, just for this conversation, or we can and it.
So that's what I'm saying, that for a occasion and for a formal meeting we can wear and we can do it. But for regular basis and in college, when we become at the age of after 18 or near 18, students go to college. So that's what I want to say.
I
That
agree with
and
you.
at the age of 18, we got some other benefits also, like right to vote, right to drive. We got our driving license. That means it should gives us some responsibility, no? So this is what I want to say.
I
that
agree
it's
with you,
our
and I would
responsibility.
like to add one point
Thank
that
you so much.
that if we are going to college, we should be treated as adults,
Yeah,
and it also implies on the dress code.
yeah.
We should wear what we want to.
And at what?
But in
at-
offices, if you
sorry,
adults also work in offices, but they wear a dress. They have a dress code.
But if we are not talking about only offices, we are
Sorry
talking
to
about
interrupt
colleges.
you, but I want to say one more point. To what extent we are going to be regulate by rules? We have to at some point in life we have to regulate ourselves.
And
Not also
and
in
in
dress
college,
code, also
I
in
agree with-
lifetime.
and in college it also shows different diversity, different cultures. If they're wearing different types of clothes, if they will
The
show
college
their
is for
culture.
education,
Yeah, they-
not for you don't go there for fashion.
We
And
are
we are
not
not
talking
talking
about
fashion.
fashion. We are talking about that in colleges, students come all across the India. So there is a diversity, and if one wear their dress, how they like to dress in their respective states. So that gives a sense of integration, that every person in the India are studying, even they belong to different community, different states, still they are studying together.
Even in the uniform, they think they are all the students from across the world are studying.
You just said
together.
that college.
It's not
You
only the
just
case
said
of
all
the-
over
it's
from
not-
all over India. College
It's not
students
only
live
the
in
case
colleges.
of the casual clothes. If you wear uniform, you also know that all over across the India, students are studying with each other, not in the basic uniform only.
I'm sorry to say, but dress is not important when you are
It is
going
important.
to college or institution, because you are going to
Yeah.
gain knowledge
Yeah,
and taking an enlightenment.
yeah.
And dress cannot eliminate discrimination of rich and poor
Yeah.
society in
It
people.
According to me,
you can
We
you
are not talking about complete
most of the students
elimination.
always compare themselves with other students. Like he said, the matter
It's
of
not a-
inferiority.
It's not much as eliminating the discrimination as much as preventing it.
But
If we see that he is dressing the same way as us, we will not judge him.
Let me clear my point.
Yes,
But
sir.
this strict dress code cannot be implemented. But you are watching in Karnataka what is going on there.
Yeah.
A strict dress code cannot be
There are-
important to implement because we are watching like this.
I agree
kind
with
of
his
incidents.
point. Like in recent time, what happens in Karnataka due to sorry.
We can take the role model of different countries, like different cities of India. They are still focus on their uniform, particular uniform for their colleges. It's not a matter of only Karnataka. We can make it as an exception also.
But why we are following Western cultures? Why we are not our religion?
We shouldn't
We
move
are
toward
not following
we
Western
should.
culture, Gaurav. Sorry to interrupt you. In 1995, in California, they implicated a policy to mandatory college uniform in their colleges, which reduce performance, which reduce crime rate in colleges, which reduce fight at colleges, which drop leaving classroom without permission of teachers.
Yes.
It reduce
Every-
because and I have two
And
points
there is study that wearing uniform increase the productivity also.
yes, you can't deny the uniform is mandatory in colleges because it reduce peer pressures and it increase sense of community.
Yes.
I agree
Yes.
your point, but
We
I
should-
want to interrupt that California, you gave the example of
Yeah.
California, it is not a diverse country. India is a very diverse country. I again want to bring that Karnataka case. If there is no dress code in college, Karnataka case, I don't think so it should have been
The
happened
the
because
casual dress.
there is religion feelings of every person and every student that they do
The
not want to come
They
in that way like Muslims and like Hindus. So this is, I don't think so.
I
Dress
agree
casual
with you,
dress.
Dipakshi, but all students are not come from a good family, come from a which family they provide their student all that things.
It's
In
also-
a student, as a student, I am a student, and I can say that in our colleges we are so that other students have that mobile, other students have that much expensive purse or anything clothes etc.
The casual-
But I don't have, and this increase I increase pressure on my parents that I want that thing, I want this thing. It reduce parents money. It save parents money to invest in uniform for one time.
But
all students are not come from a good family.
I know.
They have different.
And
sorry.
I
the
disagree
casual let
with
me
you.
complete. The casual dress concept came from the Western countries, and
Yeah.
and that's why we are following it. If it doesn't come
Yes.
from Western countries,
Not-
we will not follow
Yes,
it.
I agree
And
with
we
you.
are following the Western culture. We shouldn't follow it. We should promote our own culture of dressing, since we are like in
Then we should wear dhoti kurta.
Yes, we
Because
should
there
wear
are
dhoti
many-
kurta
many-
in colleges.
many
Yes.
many
Many
colleges
colleges
are
have-
doing that. Many
yes.
colleges
We
still
are
doing
talking
that.
about a dress code that suits
Dress code
that best fits for
Not
everyone,
dhoti
not
kurta
just
only.
for a particular
Not
community.
dhoti kurta only.
Sorry
We can
to
wear a
interrupt
particular
you.
uniform which
Sorry
in
to
which
interrupt
we can
you.
more feel confident than like others, and we will study more. And
That's
And
is
if
I
my
see your point that
Sorry
you
to
said that
interrupt you,
particular
but
communities have some special dresses that, and they will not want to change into this.
sorry to interrupt you, but college is at a state level, and in a state there are many religions. That's what my point.
it's not the matter of religion.
Dhoti kurta,
Yeah.
It's not the matter of dhoti
religion.
kurta.
I am
It's not the
not-
matter of dhoti kurta or any
Let me
religion.
complete
We can
my
wear
point.
uniform.
Let me explain my point. I want to say that if you are saying that casual dress come from Western culture,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Indian culture there is dhoti kurta, but dhoti kurta is not acceptable in all religion.
We
We
can
are
change
giving
dho-
an
we can
example,
change
just
we can
according to
choose
like-
we can
According
change
to
dhoti
me,
kurta.
the dress code is never teach or never shows how intelligent person and how dedicated he is to his.
But it,
Yeah,
it,
can
but
be
it puts you in the
I
mood.
would like
But
to
it,
say-
but it
let
puts
me
you in the mood of
complete my
study.
point, please.
But it puts in the mood of study,
I
and it
don't-
creates an aura like
Yeah.
you are going to study, you are going to work hard, you will work hard in your college institution, anywhere you are going wearing uniform. And
Yeah.
please. So guys, we have been doing this conversation for so long and only 4-5 students are speaking. So we should give chance to other students also, so they can speak and they can prove also. Neha ma'am, will you please start? So what is this?
According to me, the dress code is
Put
not
your
a,
voice back. Now.
according to me, the dress code is not mandatory in the college because
Speak up, ma'am. Speak up.
student at that state, they are adult, right? On that state, they know what is the right, what is the wrong, what is acceptable, what is the not. So they also have to, as Ms. Dipakshi said, they also have to a chance to give vote. So even that state they can understand very well. So the dress code is not mandatory on that state because it's standard 1st to 12th. The student wear the dress code. They follow the dress code, and it feel like a boring exercise for them on that state. And the dress code, if we say like that, the dress code is mandatory. So yes, if a student wear the dress code on that state, so it is also a kind of a good etiquette on that, because after getting a degree he go in the good company where the dress code is also mandatory, and it's create a good kind of a thing in which.
I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you agree with me? Most of the offices follow a dress code.
Definitely they are follow the dress
Okay,
code.
you are agree with it.
Yes.
In institutions we teach they teach us how to wear it. In schools they don't. In school we just have to wear. We don't even focus how to wear it. In colleges we put our best efforts to wear our casual uniforms, so we can wear the same in our offices after passing it. So most of the companies focus more on their uniform, like they have to make business deals, so it is very important because
When we arrange a meeting, it is not only a meeting, it is not only the conversation between two persons, it is a kind of an environment which create, and the uniform is a part of the
most of the people
moment.
think if you will not look good, you will not sell. You can't sell anything. You have to
it
look
is
good. You have to look good in
when-
anyhow.
You just
when
said
we
that.
speak in the front
It's
of
not the
people,
matter of complexion. It's not the matter of
I'm sorry, but you just said.
It's not the matter of
Dress
body
code is
shape.
the
You
part
have to look. You have to have your good dressing sense, dressing code.
Do
a
you know
particular.
what is a grooming? When we go in the
They grooming. They don't tell us to wear formal
I
uniforms.
agree with
We
you.
have to wear casuals.
I agree with you, but when I see a person and we, judgment is the easiest part in the world. When we saw a person and we just judge is looking by look, how his hair, which kind of a shoes is wear.
That's what I'm
Is-
saying.
That's what we are trying to
That's
say.
what
the
we are
dress
trying to say
code-
you, but you are not agreeing with it. We are.
That's exactly what you're trying to say. And earlier you said that dress code promotes the work environment. If I'm not wrong, that's what you said.
Yes.
So, but that's exactly what we're trying to say. That if we have dress code in college, it also enhance our
At the time of
environment, work
college,
environment.
Okay.
in a college, students came with a different state. They get study together,
And that's why we need a neutral, and that's why we need the same dress code,
Yes.
so that we can
And
all have a
We
same
need a
work
neutral
environment and we can
uniform
focus
that
and
all
have
everybody
integrity.
can wear.
if there is no dress code in college, so student give the more time to decide what to wear.
The
because
dress
it's
code
a
tells us what we are
consultation.
going to do. The dress code tells us what are we
Dress code
going to
is
do.
save us time.
Save us. That's what I'm saying.
That's what we're trying to
what I'm
say.
saying.
That's what we're
That's
trying to
Guys,
say.
And you are using it.
let us give chance to other people. So, Varsha, what's your thought on this topic?
In my opinion, dress code is mandatory in college because dress
Speak
code.
aloud. Speak aloud. In my opinion.
In my opinion, dress code is mandatory in college because we are wearing formal dress. We are not compared to anyone because everyone has wear formal dress. We are all people look equal. That's why dress code is mandatory.
But the
in
student
college.
came in the college, they need the freedom to study, and if they don't get the freedom, the student get depressed, and it is a harmful for.
Who
the-
said you are not free to after wearing a dress code? Who said?
But the dress code is kind of a rule. You have to wear only this cloth. We are the human being. We are the feel bored sometimes.
Didn't you wear your school uniform for 12 years?
That's
Yes.
why.
School is different.
That's
We are talking
totally
about college,
different thing.
and
And
in
college
college you meet different kinds of people, you meet different kinds of friends, and there they should wear different kinds of clothes.
As she said, everybody is educated, everybody is sincere, so they can understand we are coming in college. We have to wear this
Yes.
until we pass the college. We have to go through our new companies. They also applauses these type. They do not praise formals. They
Sorry
praise
to interrupt
casuals.
you, but if this was the case, then Karnataka case would not have happened.
Karnataka case is an exception.
No,
Put
it's
it
not
as
an
an exception.
exception.
It's not
It's the point that college.
dress
As I
in
said,
the-
we
in
shouldn't
the
we
foreigners,
shouldn't promote
in
Western
other
culture.
country,
As I
it's
said,
not
we
Western
shouldn't.
culture.
It is Western
We
culture.
are
Let's take it easy. This is not a debate.
Like
in
America,
other
like
country,
like
even
US,
school
Canada, they are
have
all
this
promoting
no
this.
dress code
I'm
and
sorry,
student
but you
study.
two, please take it easy. We can't understand either of your point.
Oh,
Yeah.
So only one of you will speak from now.
sorry for that.
So who?
In the foreigners, in the other country, as we are not comparing the India with that, so their countries also in the school time there is a no dress code. In the standard 1, 1st to 12, there is a no dress code, and the student do study very freely without free minded. If a student wear dress, so they are not used
This is
to.
not the
It
case.
is not used to iron. They don't
You
know
are-
how to iron the dress. When a student wear normal clothes, they know how to dress, how to iron their clothes.
What is the
So
difference
it-
between? Will you please tell me what is the difference between normal clothes and school clothes? They all are made of cotton. They all are made of fabric.
But
We-
they are
we should know
dress
how to
code-
iron it.
Dress is all students have the same color, same things.
So then,
And
what's the matter? You can't wear the same color.
we are the human beings compare one person to another.
Good point.
It is a natural thing.
It is not even.
Natural
It's
thing.
not a legit point you are saying.
Okay, guys, so now alright, we are going to finish the session and you have to conclude.
I would like to conclude.
I would give you 1 minute to conclude, okay? So you can think what you are going to speak about, and after that,
As you
can
said before-
conclude.
As you said before that the Karnataka case is exception, but in India everything is go according to that country, which is where there is different kind of religion, different kind of culture,
Yeah.
and that's why that case happened.
Yeah.
And it can happen in anywhere in country, in our
Yeah.
country.
Because of
According to me-
diversification, most of the students feel inferior, as he said, as Kanik
It's-
said. Most of the students feel inferior.
If you are,
the
sorry to
stru-
interrupt you, but if you are sensible enough, you are mature enough,
That's what
so
I
you
feel.
will not be judge a book by its cover.
Yes.
If you are sensible
that's-
We are not
enough, if
talking
you are
about the
educated
fact,
enough,
yes.
you will
But,
not give a uniform as much as you can wear anything that school gives. You can wear the same uniform for your whole year.
As you
if you are
said,
sensible.
that
Why
student
is
should,
not
if a
the
student is
case?
sensible, he will not judge.
Let's,
Conclude.
let's
I-
conclude now.
I would like to conclude this group discussion by saying that some of us agree that dress code should be mandatory in a college, but some of us don't agree with that. But so I don't think we can reach a conclusion on this topic. So I think that group discussion is inconclusive.